Yes, greetings, 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 greetings. Grand Rising, Grand Rising. This is Chief Kalinago Flying Eagle. I'm gonna do a video, probably I would say 20 minutes, half an hour for the most. But first, I want to acknowledge the great spirit, universal intelligence, the universal I am, what some people may call God. Of course, I want to honor my ancestors because they are me and I'm them. So they never left me. All right. I'm gonna give you guys some time just to kind of come on here. Now, if you're on Facebook, just if you're in the chat, just come and just show some love real quick. For those of you who can't see this live, I'm certainly sure you'll see the recording. All right. Peace and love, peace and love. All right. Now, I'm just gonna get right into the point because me, I don't like wasting people's time and I don't like people wasting my time. I'm really straightforward, and that's just how I'm built. Okay, and whenever I come on here and do videos, it's always about what you may call tough love. Okay, but it's also delicate love as well, because a lot of times, I've been through the fire. All right, I've been through it all, and I'm certainly sure there are more experiences to come, because I know I was manifested here to create to serve a bigger purpose than I am. I know that that's just within me. Okay. But I'm here to serve a bigger purpose than my physical self. Okay. Now, a lot of people hit me up and ask me about status correction. Well, Chief, I've been looking at your videos for years, and the more research I do, it seems like your information is the closest to the truth that I could find. And man, that means a lot to me. I'm honored, I'm humble, that all the information I've been pouring into you guys, it's being recognized, and it's being seen as the truth when you do your own due diligence. And that means a lot to me. Okay. But let me just let me just say this, and please do not take this the wrong way. All right, guys, the honest truth is this: I have gone through, I have been on the battlefield. What I mean by that is I have sent letters, notices, affidavits to the governor of New York. I have done that. In fact, I showed the proof on one of my channels. Okay. I have challenged, the court in Brooklyn. I have done all that. Spoken to spoken to who was that? The head county clerk, into filing some cases. Um, I have sent notices to the governor of Jersey. I have done that. I have sent documents in Illinois. I have done that. I have sent documents to TSA, Homeland Security. I have done that. I have traveled domestically with my indigenous ID. I have done all that. Family, let me tell you something. I'm not new to this. And all I'm saying is this: I have done a whole lot more than people have ever imagined, or imagined that anyone could do as an indigenous man or woman on this land. So I'm saying all that to say, and I even wrote a book. I wrote a book about status correction, but I took it out of circulation. Okay, because even with that, with the publisher, when they realized what the book was about, and I was selling books actually, for some reason I placed a huge order and it disappeared. Okay. And they couldn't give me any type of satisfaction, telling me they didn't get it. And of course, when I did my tracking and everything, well, they said they sent it out, but they didn't. Bottom line is this: I took the book out of circulation, and I just focused on different things. Now, why is all this important? All this is important because there was one underlying factor that I had to come to a realization with, and that is the wealth. And I'm going to tell you guys this again, and some of you may want to hear it, some of you may not want to hear it. Honestly, it doesn't even matter to me, but I'm just going to speak my truth. Okay. A lot of you keep asking me about status correction, and I'm here to tell you I cannot help you. I can't help you because too many of you just want to do things on your own. Okay. You don't realize that you are a POW in your own land. You're a prisoner of war. All right. And you by yourself cannot do anything. And too many of you, it's about the egos. You want to prove that you know more than everybody else. You want to prove that you could be the only savior. You see, we don't live in that day and age anymore. where one man or one woman have to be the savior. Okay, that time is gone. All right, the time of the allegorical Jesus is gone, and I'm saying allegorical. That's when you had the one saviors, the Jesus, the Heru, the Mithra, the Zeus. Okay, they're all the same. That was when the world was looking for one savior. But we're living in a different age right now. Okay, we're living in a different age where everybody have to be a savior of himself or herself, but meaning that come together as a collective and not just looking for that one savior. When you look for one savior, what has happened in the past? That one savior gets what? Assassinated. And then you go back 50 years back into the past, not accomplishing anything. All right, being weak, being subservient. All right. This thing, it has to be done as a collective. And how are you going to do it? You're going to do it by building wealth. I don't care what you call yourself. I keep telling you, if you broke people have no voice. So I don't care what type of documents you create. I don't care what type of documents you send in. Let me tell you something. If you broke, these people, they're not going to give you respect. You guys keep forgetting the United States is not a country. It's not a nation. It's a business. Okay, it's a business. And you gotta become better businessmen and better businesswomen, opposed to trying to be better citizens or trying to adjust statuses. Because I don't care what you call yourself. You could call yourself a Moor. You could call yourself an Indian. You could call yourself an Aboriginal. When you walk into the courts, they don't give a damn. The question is, do you have money to fight them? And I'm going to tell you guys this again. Like I said, I know a lot of you may not want to hear this, but you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm going to tell you the truth anyway. Why do you think our children get caught up in this system? Because you don't have any money. Because you don't own the police. You don't own the courts. You don't own the judges. You don't own the politicians. So how in the hell do you expect to be free? How in the hell do you expect to correct your status, and you broke? And this is nothing to anyone individually. Okay, I get a lot of requests. Hey, Chief, help me with my status correction family. I'm telling you, I've done it all. And the only thing these people respect is the ability to sue and be sued. That's why USA stands for sometimes you sue anybody. Okay? And nobody's going to give you the truth like me. I'm telling you, I don't care who you listen to. Period. Any one of them on YouTube and Facebook you consider the best, bringing the best information, none of them could stand up to me by telling you the truth, because they will not tell you the truth. They all have their interior motives. It's about business for them. Now, don't get me wrong. It's about business for me as well. But the only difference is it's about business for me because I want to see you do better. I want to teach you how to make money. I want to teach you how to be financially independent. That's the difference between me and them. They always want from you, always selling something to you. They always want you to buy something. They want you to remain consumers. I want you to get out of the mindset of being consumers. I want to teach you how to be business people and how to be investors. And if y'all just can't get that, then man, we can't vibe. And I know you have to go through your journey. Everybody have to go through through their journey. But I'm telling you, the rabbit hole that I have walked into, I have walked down the rabbit hole. Okay. And then when it all comes down to anything, it's about how deep your pocket is. Okay. That's what it's about. Don't you realize when the invaders came here, what did they form? They formed companies. The West Indian Company, the Virginia Company, they formed companies. The companies that you have and the companies that you keep, everybody is broke around you. Everybody is poor. Okay? Everybody wants to be average. Everybody want to chase jobs. So how in the hell you expect to correct your status? Status is nothing about your finances. That's what status is about. Not about the color of your skin or who was here first or who was here last. Man, that don't mean a damn thing. Get your bank up and I promise you, you will get the respect. Once again, USA, You sue anybody. And unless we come together as a super economic power and sue the business or the corporation as a group of indigenous people, an action lawsuit, then let me tell you something. I'm sorry to tell you, you're wasting your time. And I don't care who you speak to. Some of them come on here and they want to tell you they're the best. And, well, nobody know this like me. Well, how come you haven't figured it out yet? I'm not just into the talking, man. I'm into the doing. And the more truth I speak, the less popular my videos become. And that's fine. I'm cool with that. But you see, the 1 and 2 that's going to get this, and that means my job is well done. It is well done. The United States corporation don't give a damn about you being the original Indians. They don't care about that. They don't care about us being the original aboriginals, whatever term you want to use. Why? Because they have already put some imposters in our place, and it is already established that they are the Indians. Do you have any guns to fight? Do you have any tanks to fight? Do you have an army? No. So you're wasting your time with all this correcting status stuff. You are wasting your time. Yes, tell them Chief Kalinago said that. You're wasting your time individually. That's what I mean. We have to come as a collective. Every organization, whether it was women's rights, whether it was gay rights, look at the gay rights. They came from nowhere. Now they have their own flag. Why? Because they came together as a unit, as a economic power where they could affect things. Am I mad at them for that? Do I support the lifestyle? No, that's your thing. Do you? I can't tell you who to love. I can't tell you who to sleep with. You see what I'm saying? That's you. But I'm not going to hit anybody for doing them. Do them. Look at the Chinese. Everywhere you go in the United States, there's a Chinatown. Look at the Japanese. Look at the Koreans. Everybody is noted for something. Look at the Italians. Look at the Irish. Look at the Mormons. You see what I'm saying? Everybody's coming together to do something as a collective. Y'all Negroes, claiming to be Indians and Aboriginals, you want to come on YouTube and be scholars. That don't impress me. Why do you think I left all that stuff alone? Because I realized y'all wasn't genuine. All y'all doing is talking and want to see who know the most, who's the best scholar, argue, debate, and fight. I ain't got time for that. I don't have time for that. So if I have to build my wealth and live my life as a man without any other type of titles, then that's what it is. Because when you take away all the labels, what are you? You're just a man and a woman created in the likeness and image of your creator. It is really that simple. And until y'all get this, y'all will continue to perish and suffer and be subjected to this corporation. Period. And that's why I tell y'all, if y'all don't want the truth, don't come on my channel looking for truth. Because you wouldn't like what I have to say. You wouldn't like it. Why do you think you are always at the bottom of the totem pole? Because you refuse to get it. Okay? You want to keep chasing jobs and not build businesses. And then you complain, oh, well, they're coming to our neighborhoods, they tear it down, and the other people are moving in. Why? Because you cannot afford to buy back your neighborhoods. Why? Because you refuse to come together. Why? Because you want to do it by yourself. Why? Because you want to be on welfare. And I'm not saying we are the only ones on welfare. I'm not saying that. As a matter of fact, there are other ethnic groups who actually get more welfare than us. So I'm not knocking that. Do what you got to do. I don't know your situation. But all I'm just saying is you got to do better. If you are getting the money from the government, use that to build a business. Use that to invest so you could come off the tits of the United States. It's okay to get a little help here and there. They owe us that. In fact, they owe us a whole lot more. But family, you will not get it if you want to do it individually. You see what I'm saying? You will not get it doing it individually. Why do you think they make examples of one individual? Okay? Yes, we all know that you don't need a driver's license to travel, because a driver's license is to do commerce. It's for commercial reasons, and that's in their codes. But if they see you traveling and they stop you and you try to give them the code, they want to arrest you. Why? Because you don't have a voice. Why? Because you are broke. Why? Because you're not making any type of impact in or on the courts. Okay? You don't have any politicians in your pocket. So stop living the illusion. Stop living the illusion and stop listening to these people. Oh, well, we are the Indians. Oh, and they're doing this and they're not giving you any solutions. And they turn around and, oh, the next part of the video, well, support me. Buy my merchandise. Buy my new book. Buy my new shirt. They feed your ego. They tell you what, they think you want to hear, what you like to hear. And then they turn around and want to sell you something. It's all about business for them. But one of the few men that's here for real, giving you the truth, the facts, and want to show you the way, y'all ain't trying to listen to me. Y'all ain't trying to walk with me. So I'm not here begging anybody to walk with me. But I am going to bring the truth to you, whether you like it or not. So if I have to do this by myself, I'm going to do this by myself. I'm going to build my wealth and live my life as a man without any labels. Because you see, once you start putting yourself in those labels, they have all kind of laws and codes to prevent you from doing what you got to do. You see what I'm saying? But when you are a man or a woman, the only authority over you is your creator. And until y'all get this, no matter what you call yourself, a government is going to have some type of control over you. Period. And even as a man or a woman, we got to come as a collective. You feel me? People get to be Japanese American. They got to be Italian American. They got to be Scottish American. There's British American. You know what I'm saying? There is even real Nigerian Americans. There's real Ghanaian Americans. A lot of you just want to be African American. You just want to be a color. You just want to be black. You see what I'm saying? And y'all don't see the problem with this. You see what I'm saying? Y'all don't see a problem. So when you always get what you get, is because you are not changing what you're getting. It is really that simple. Okay? And the funny thing is, every other group, whether it's an ethnic group or an organization, they strive, okay, off the backs of so-called black people, of so-called black people's struggles. Everything, whether it was the civil rights, whether it was women's rights, whatever it is. Because the system know we are the majority, but you don't know you're the majority. You see what I'm saying? So you have taken on the label of being the minority, not realizing that when they call you a minor or minority, they are literally calling you a child. So therefore you cannot handle your own business, so they need to handle it for you. Okay? The Constitution doesn't protect privileges. The Constitution protects rights. And a color don't have any rights. A color belongs in a crayon book. So when y'all ready to really step up, when you come to me, you got to come to me wanting to build wealth. It is really that simple. I cannot help you with anything else because I have done it before. Like I said, I have traveled on the plains with my indigenous ID. I've done that because I've been through the battle. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you cannot do certain things as an individual, but can you imagine 10,000 of us? What happened to Farrakhan? What is Farrakhan doing? Farrakhan have over 10,000 members in his organization. still calling y'all black. Can you imagine if 10,000 of us step up as the original people of this land, and we have an organization and we have the money? Can you imagine the type of noise we could make? Can you imagine how our voices will echo throughout this universe? Nah, but everybody want to be individualistic. Everybody want to do them things by themselves. And when they realize they can't do nothing, now they want to, well, Chief, how do you do this? How do you do that? When for years, go back on my channel, see how far back I've been calling people, calling, action. Meet me halfway. But y'all just want to listen people and follow people that just want to make you feel good. I keep telling y'all, I'm not here to make you feel good, man. I'm here to make you uncomfortable. That's my purpose, to make you uncomfortable with exactly where you are at right now. I don't want you to be comfortable. And let me reiterate again. The only way for us to get ahead, two ways. Okay? We have to have an army. Okay? So that means that we have to have the biggest army in the world. Or we have to become an economic power. And then when we do that, guess what? Now we have enough money. So we could either take our case to the highest court in the land, or even take it internationally. You see what I'm saying? That's when you start talking, when the world start hearing your voice. But how is the world going to hear your voice when you don't own the TV stations? You don't own the radio stations. Yes, you come on YouTube, you come on Facebook, and a few thousand people may hear you. But what is that compared to millions of people? What is that compared to millions of people? Then your voice is drowned. Okay? The only thing the world get to see happen to you is you being killed in the streets, and you marching in the streets and talking about Black lives of color matter. Color don't matter. Okay? Colors don't matter. Colors belong in a crayon box. Why don't Chinese call themselves yellow people? Y'all got to be colorblind, because I see brown people calling themselves black. I see beige people or pale people calling themselves white. And y'all still don't realize that those are statuses. You want to correct your status? Become white. Well, Chief, what you mean by that? I'm talking become an economic power. Have A1 credit. Be first class. That's what white means. And I'm not talking about what they consider white trash. Okay? No disrespect. And I'm not calling anybody white trash. I'm just saying I'm not talking about what they call white trash. Because even among so-called white people, they have their white trash, what they call trailer trash. They discriminate against their own people. What am I saying? It's not about color. It's about a status. One is dead and one is considered a living. Period. Black means dead, white means living. Or superiority. That's all it means. You see what I'm saying? Hold on for a second. So if y'all cannot get this, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what to, I don't know what, I cannot help you, family. I cannot help you. Okay? I cannot help you. It has to be an effort with a group. Can you imagine 10,000 of us, okay, putting in what you call an action lawsuit as the original indigenous people? Can you imagine 10,000 of us calling out these $5 Indians? Can you imagine 10,000 of us going into the international court, putting in a claim, going to The Hague, making some noise because we could afford to make those noise? Can you imagine 10,000 of us walking into the local meetings and say, nah, we have a voice? That's how it's going to happen. Not you by yourself. You live in an illusion, family. You are living an illusion. And once again, this may not be what you want to hear, but I'm not going to apologize for telling you the truth. I'm not going to. because you don't realize the world is changing. Okay? You want to get stuck in the past, looking for your ancestors in the past when your ancestors never left you, because all you are thinking about is them in the flesh when they are not the flesh. Your ancestors is not in the past. As a matter of fact, they're actually ahead of you. They are ahead of you, but you don't even realize that. So stop building a relationship with your past and build a relationship with your destiny. They are actually waiting on you to catch up, but you're back in the past. You see, a lot of you don't get it. That's why I had to leave all that alone. I had to leave all that alone. I had to meditate on all and make a conscious decision. Chief, you know what? Leave that alone. Because they're not ready for the truth. They're not ready for it. Because you want to hear what sounds good. Oh, the white man did this. Oh, the white man did that. The white man ain't doing nothing to me. And I'm saying the so-called white man ain't doing nothing to me. Because for those of you who really know the truth and have been looking at my videos, it wasn't the Caucasian man that came here. The Caucasian man didn't get into power until the late 1800s. Okay? All right? Before the 1700s, they were slaves fighting for their freedom. So I don't know where y'all getting y'all information from. You feel me? I don't know where you're getting it from. But I'm just here to tell you the truth. Okay? The kings and queens in England and Europe, they were so-called black until the mid-1800s. Okay? So let me ask you a question. Who was the Caucasian man fighting for their freedom during the American Revolutionary War from England? They were fighting black kings and queens. So it's all about, why do you think they had to get loans and money from the central banks to fight their war? Because if you're broke, you ain't got no power. They had to sacrifice and give up everything. They had to go into debt to do what? To fight a war so that they could gain their freedom from you so-called black kings and queens of Europe. And they won their war. Why? They got the money. But they had to sacrifice. A lot of you refuse to sacrifice anything. You will not sacrifice anything, but you want something in return. You are not going to win that way. Period, point blank. You are not going to win that way. So until you're ready to build wealth and come together as an economic power, I cannot help you. I don't know what to do for you. I really don't, because I've tried everything else. All the statuses and all that. It all boils down to one thing. How much money do you have? How much power do you have financially? What type of impact you could make? When you start building your wealth, okay? Build your wealth and buy back your communities. Build your wealth and have your own police. Build your wealth and influence the courts. That's when your voice will be heard. And that's when you could start putting things on the record. Okay? Even the county clerks, they don't want to do their jobs. Why? Because broke people don't have a voice. Family, this is a business. And they all come together to work what they got to work. They look out for each other. They are the gatekeepers. So how do you infiltrate? The one thing that they have is the wealth. And I'm not talking about so-called white people. I'm talking about the system. Because you'll be surprised the people that look like you, that's right up there with them. It's about business. It is not personal. So I'm going to tell you one more time. Become better businesswomen and become better businessmen. And I promise you, you correcting your status will not be a problem. The first thing you got to do is fix your financial status. You see, you spend too much time worrying about the flesh. You got the flesh leading you. All right? You were created by a creator that gave us abundance. So become abundant spiritually. All right? And then it will manifest into the flesh. And when you have that physical abundance, I promise you, you could walk into any court. You could walk into any place where they're passing bills and all those things, and your voice will be heard. Nah, we ain't doing that. Nah, that's not going to help us. We're not going to support that. Okay? Now we could go to BET. You have an entire network, Black Entertainment Television, not one program about us being Aboriginals, not one program about us being the original indigenous people, not one program about calling out the fake Indians, not one. So how do you expect to win? Where is your network? Your network is your net worth, and your network of people are broke. Okay? They're financially challenged. They are poor. So how in the hell do you expect your voice to be heard? Like I said, man, if you don't want the truth, don't come here. So if I have to walk this by myself, I'm going to do this by myself. But I'm not going to do it broke. I'm not going to do it financially challenged. I'm not going to do it poor. Okay? I would rather be indigenous and my voice not being heard, being a millionaire, than being indigenous and my voice still not being heard and being broke. I'm not sure if y'all hearing me today, but I'm just going to leave it as that. I give y'all about 31 minutes. So when you hit me up, I appreciate everybody hitting me up. But when you hit me up about building wealth. Okay? Chief, let's do this. All right? Let's come together and do this. It's really that simple. Okay? It's really that simple. And unless y'all want to you're not ready to give up the distractions, unless you're not ready to give up the things that's not helping you build wealth in your life, I ain't got nothing to say to you. That is just facts. Okay? Rich people ain't got broke friends. Only broke people got broke friends. Okay? It is really that simple. It's either you want to be business owners and build that wealth, build residual income, learn to trade in the forex market. That's what I'm bringing to you. If you're not ready for that, man, we ain't got nothing to talk about. And I'm just being honest, because y'all are not getting it. Broke people don't have a voice. So let's build this wealth. Let's come together as a collective. And then we could do this original indigenous action lawsuit. Because indigenous have two definitions. One is a native and one is original. Okay? Nuggets. I'm giving y'all nuggets. And I've already gone through all that. So when y'all ready for some real action, and I'm talking about building wealth and economic power, so then we could do everything else, hit me up. And then we could start making some moves. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.